is to just keep up that positive communication with them, because just because it might not be happening for them right now doesn't mean that they won't come back with interest later. And if you sort of take it personally, or don't sort of just be really positive and open with them, then you're just going to cut that client off from potentially changing their life later.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. Thank you so much, Sam. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, I'll go. So when I first started, I spoke to a lot of people, and last week kind of just gave me that little bit more confidence to be able to talk to those people again. And those people are coming back again now saying that they want to get started. And I kind of, because I have that more, more confidence, I know what to say and how to say it. So that just really helped, with the confidence part.
Love it. And honestly, guys, it's so true. Like you won't start the conversation if you don't know what to take it to next, right? Like if you don't know what you're going to say next, why would you start the conversation? Or you can be like most of us, we just do. And then we're like, oh, whoops, I didn't think of that. So, two ways going about it. So now that you've got more confidence, it's like, that's wicked that you guys are just going straight into it. So good. So I'm so excited. She's on the call. Obviously it's late where she is. And there are a couple of other like over East people on as well. So it's super good that you're all on late. But I was just blown away with Erica at our STS, because I haven't actually really been able to see her train before, but I did see her on stage getting recognition last year in Adelaide Spectacular. And I remember, do you remember, Erica? I took a photo of you because I was like, I don't know, like you can just tell with some people she had, like there was a little bit of emotion behind there, like something was going on, but she was also, you could tell that she was using that emotion to do something with it. And I was just like, you watch this chick, she's going to do something. And it was so awesome to see like the whole year what's happened for her. And I'll let her tell you, but please, guys, welcome beautiful Erica. I'll let you take it away, babe.
Let me mute. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Joanna. That's a really great introduction. And, I always seen you, even if you're far away from the other side of Australia, I always, followed you and look at you like, wow, she's so young and she's so successful, because I'm older than you. And I was like, wow, can you imagine at that age, like that's so always blowing my way. So like every time especially when you ask me for a picture, I was like, yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, that's Joanna. So yeah, it was really, really exciting. And thank you so much for having me tonight, guys. So it's 10:30 here in Sydney. It's 10:30 p.m. And I was just super excited waiting. Usually I'm sleeping at this time, but even if I was gonna go to bed, I couldn't, because I was very excited to share with you what happened with me and what happened to my past year. So I just want to congratulate all of you that you are on this 500 club. I'm not sure how this works. It's my first time in this group. Really, congratulations, guys. That means that you are helping people. You are first of all changing your life, which is amazing. And second things, you are really helping people out there, which is the most amazing thing. So really well done, guys. So let's get into my story. As you can hear from my accent, I'm from somewhere else. I'm originally from Italy. I'm from Rome, the beautiful Rome. And I moved to Australia 8 years ago. And, I actually moved because I was looking for something different. I always, since I can remember, I always wanted something different for my life. I didn't really know what I was looking for, but I just knew that there was something else out there. And I really needed to go out there and look and understand what it was. So I really came to Australia with not much. I had 600 euro in my pocket and I had so many dreams. And, I went through a lot of challenges here. And but then eventually, I got to stay in this beautiful country. And that's when 3 years ago, when I got my permanent residency, is when I decided to start this business with Herbalife. But I was very lucky to get introduced to the products 15 years ago. That was back in Italy, thanks to my mom. She was using the products. She started because she was looking for a way to lose weight. And she found these amazing products. She lost weight. Everybody in the family got crazy. So I always used the products since then. But when I moved to Australia 8 years ago, I went through some challenges. And I gained weight. And, when I really decided to put my mindset right, that's when I finally lost the weight. You will listen to me talking about mindset so much because it's been the biggest part for me. It is, you know, as you know, it's 80% nutrition, it's 20% exercise, but it's really 100% mindset. And sometimes we forget about it. We focus so much on exercising. It's like, no, I have to exercise more. Or we focus so much on eating right. Like, no, I can't cheat. I have to eat really, really right. But we really need to focus most of all on our mindset. That's the most important part. As you can see from my results, I got different results. So I went from soft to losing over 20 kilos. And I was into running. I was loving it. But I didn't really like my body. I was skinny, yeah, but that's not really what I wanted. I consider myself a very strong woman, and that body wasn't the mirror of who I am inside. So that's when I really fell in love with weightlifting and really started to use the products for weightlifting and lifting weights and really gain 10 kilos of muscle. And I feel so strong and I just love it. I'm growing younger. I'm 32 and a half. And most of the people tells me that I look like I'm in my 20s, but I don't have kids. So that counts. I always say that I have not kids, so I look younger for that one too. But it's Herbalife, of course. You know, my energy, I'm always the most energetic person in the room, the most excited person in the room, and 100% the products give me all of that. I can totally say 100% that's the reason. Going through my story, as you can see on the next picture, you know, everything happens for a reason. I really believe so. So that picture of me on the left, on the top, it's when I was 16, 17. Yeah, that's in 2002. And that's when I started to work in the business, in the family business. So my dad is a baker. He's been a baker since he was 13 years old. And he opened up a bakery when I was practically 3 months old. So I grew up in the bakery. I used to sleep on flour bag. I remember when it was summer, for me summer, that it was school holidays, I was in the bakery playing with the dough and waiting for my mom and my dad to finish work because that was the family business. They were spending 100% of the time there. And that's when, you know, I decided that I didn't want to go to school anymore at 17 because I wasn't really studying. It wasn't challenging for me. Like, if I was putting myself toward work, I could be the first one in the class, like in one moment, but I just wasn't interested on what we were studying. I just wanted more. And I was like, I'm going to end up in the bakery anyway. So you know what? I'm just going to start working the bakeries from now. I want money. I want to buy a car. I'm 17, you know, that's it. So that's when I started to work in the bakery. And of course, my dad and my mom weren't happy, but I was very hard. That's how I've always been like that. And thank you that I've always been like that because it actually saved me when I came to Australia, you know, because when I moved to Australia, I really didn't want to work in the bakery at all, especially because, let's be clear, back in my country, I was the boss daughter. So I was like the princess, right? Like all the heavy things, I'm not going to do it because I'm the boss daughter. The heavy hour, I'm not going to do it because I'm the boss daughter. But once in Australia, I'm no one. I'm no one's daughter. So, and I'm on a visa. So you're going to have to do the worst part. And that's what pretty much happened. You know, I found the opportunity to get a sponsored visa in a bakery. And that was my only way to stay in Australia. So I said to myself, all right, you need to work hard in life anyway. For something in life, you need to work hard. At this point, work hard towards your dreams and towards your goal because you have to work hard anyway. And that's what I've done. I worked in this bakery for 3 years and it was the hardest things that I've done in my life, honestly. It's been, you know, working up to 80 hours a week. Working night shift, of course. On a Friday was the busiest night. We would start at 4 p.m. Friday afternoon and finish at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. It was always 12 minimum hours shift, 16 hours shift, you know, completely always falling asleep. On my day off, I was just falling asleep with my friends. I have so many videos of my friends taking videos of me that I was just sleeping on the couch. And people were like, what are you doing? You're sleeping. I know, I'm too tired. I need to sleep. So that's been my life for 3 years. But I knew that if I would just hold on, I will get to my goal. And that's, you know, that's for everything in life. That taught me so much. for Herbalife as well. Everything that happens in your life, not just in Herbalife, not in your just in your Herbalife business, but in life in general, everything that happens is preparing you for something that is coming after. It's just there for you. Every single challenge is just for you, for us, to make us stronger, you know, to teach us how to overcome the next challenge. So for us, the only thing to do is really focus on this challenge. We know we can overcome it, and then the next one is going to be easier, and it's going to be easier, and we're just going to become stronger. And that's pretty much what I've done. After 3 years, I got my permanent residency, and that's when I really decided, okay, now I need to quit this job because I really don't want to do it anymore. But what to do next? So my only qualification is in baking, and I'm a baker. I don't want to be a baker. What am I going to do? I can do anything. I can work in a coffee shop. I know how to make coffee, but I live in Sydney. Sydney is the most expensive city in the world. When am I going to buy a house if I'm a coffee maker or things like that? And plus I have big dreams. I want to travel to my country more often. I want to go visit my family more often. So, and plus I have, you know, I know Herbalife because my mom, she kept for all these years, she kept being in the business. I kept being surrounded by people in Herbalife, even, you know, on Facebook, because I practically grew up with people in the company. So I always known that Herbalife, this opportunity is really huge. So I was like, you know what? I think this is my time. I still remember I called my mom and I told her, Mom, I'm ready. I'm going to start the business. And she was just screaming, yes, finally, after 15 years. I'm like, okay, I took my time. Just, you know, now I'm ready. I'm going to do it. Because I know that if I decide to do something, I do it. It can be hard. It can be challenging. But I will get to the end. I'll just do it no matter what. So if I'm ready, I'm ready. And that's when I got started. And, you know, the great thing is that I got started and I was still working. I wasn't in that bakery anymore. I was working for Woolworths, still in the bakery. So it was less hours, it was less challenging, but it was still night shift. And I was really tired. I had too much. And the great thing for me, my biggest goal was not to work in the bakery anymore. And after 6 months starting the business, I was able to actually quit my job in the bakery. I was able to move from night shift to daily shift. And after a few more months, I quit the job in the bakery. And I was doing Herbalife full time. It was a bit easier at that point, because I was with my partner. We were doing this together. And so we were supporting each other. But then I had a couple of challenges after that. And we eventually broke up. That was last year in 1.5 years ago. It was September. It was 2016. Yeah. And that's when it started. It was actually the hardest year, you know, because I found myself on my own and, you know, everything changing in my life. Not support of my family here. We were living together. So it's about moving out, finding another place, all the things that are already challenging when you break up in a relationship. But if you have a family behind you, it's maybe a bit easier because you have support. But at this point, I was just alone. So it's been a bit harder looking for a job because now I was on my own. So even if I'm making money with Herbalife, it's not enough still to support me. So all these things, I went through all these things. But all I can say is that the hardest thing, it actually ended up being the best thing for my Herbalife, the best year for my Herbalife business. How did that happen? I got back to working a lot on myself. And, you know, I can't encourage you more. Like, the more I work on myself, still now, because you never finish to work on yourself. You're always up this giant canvas that you are keep working on it. And the more you're working on yourself, the more you're doing your personal development and really focusing on bettering yourself. And the more better opportunities come into your life. You attract different kind of people. You attract positive people. And that's what happened to me. I attracted the right people and I met the right people. And I always stayed positive and happy even through the challenges. And that what really helped me to build a Get Team business, basically, because I literally built it in 11 months. Because before that, I was a work team and I had not really a team working. But then after that, it really flew. And you know, as I said, it's been a long year and challenging year, but I always kept filling up my cup. What does it mean, filling up your cup? It's like if you look at yourself like a cup of water, like this cup. So there is water inside, and the more you fill it, when you actually get to the top, if you keep filling it, it will overflow, and the overflow will go around you and will go to the people that are around you. It can be love, it can be happiness, whatever you're filling your cup with. Of course, if you're filling it with negative things, that's what you will take out, and that's what you will attract. But if you fill it up with positive things, you will attract positive as well. And you just spread the love around you, which is just amazing. And, you know, by filling that cup, you attract all of that. And, you know, that's nowadays, I can tell, you know, I'm very happy with my life. And that doesn't mean the life is perfect. Life is never perfect. Life is just as good as your mindset. And, you know, I'm very happy with my life because I'm surrounded by super positive people, and I get to do this business, which is just amazing. It gets me to, you know, I get to meet positive people in this business, people that are striving to have better things in their life, you know, like you guys, people that are helping people, which is just amazing. Like, we are changing the world. We are literally changing the world. We are bringing goodness to the world where there is so much hate and there is so much, you know, negativity. We are bringing so much good out there, and like, we are superheroes. Like, seriously, we all should tap our shoulder at night and say, wow, today I changed one life, I changed two lives, whatever, no matter how many. Like, that is impressive. That is just awesome. And that's already a reward, you know, like, I'm even getting paid for it. Wow, like, seriously, that is just unbelievable. And, you know, nowadays, the way that I keep filling my cup is really surrounding with people, with Herbalife, of course. So we have a club, it's just in well, I'm saying in Arco, if you don't really know the area, it's towards the airport. And, you know, it's different organization, and we call us one team because we are all one team. That's what I think. In Herbalife, we're all one team. And this is really important for me, because when I started Herbalife here, when I decided to start the business, I looked for the closest center, what was close to me. And I found a center here in Sydney. I went there and I had the biggest welcome. And there was, the first person that I met was the president team, Marcel Iselli. And he's just amazing. He really welcomed me, and he opened his arms like I was one of, not even downline, one of his daughter. Like, literally. And he told me, whatever you need, you can just ask me. Amir, come to the training. And I started to plug myself into the system, you know, going to the trainings. And what I did, I really put myself out there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm really going to put 100% myself into these trainings, into, you know, putting myself into these people. Because if I want something back, I really need to put myself in there. And that's pretty much what happened. That's why we are one team. We all work together, and we all help each other. That is not in our center, there's not your clients, my clients. We all help each other no matter what. We are all one team. And I work now, I get to work, I have just one job apart from Herbalife, because during this year there's been a really hard year. I got up actually to 3 jobs. And the reason why I was doing 3 jobs plus Herbalife is because if I was looking for a one full-time job, I wasn't able to get maybe Saturday off to attend the training or the HOMs or things like that. So I tried to structure my week and say, okay, this day I have to be at the HOM, this day I have to be at the training, this day there is the STS, this day is kickoff. Okay, so this job, I can do it around this job, I can do it around this. So I was literally working around the training, because my Herbalife business is my business. As I said before, this is when I decide to do it, I do it, and I'm going to build it. So I'm not going to let a bad here stop me from building my business. It can make me slow down, but it's not going to stop me. I'm just going to work around it. And it really worked, because now I'm just doing one job, which is the one that I love. I work in a gym. It's at the Sydney University. It's amazing. A lot of young people, which is just beautiful. I get to work out. I love working out. Plus, like I was actually today after work, I finished my shift at 2, and I stayed back. I started this morning at 5:30 because I opened the gym. And I finished at 2 and I could come work home, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna do my workout. I did my workout and people started coming and we are all friends. And I was like, I don't know, it was like, it looked like a fit club at a certain point because I know everyone. So I was just going around and cheering people. Yeah, you got this. Yeah, let's smash that. Yeah, you're amazing. Yeah, you're awesome. And people just love it, you know. If you give that out there, people just love it. And people are like, what are you using? Why are you so like, you're so high on life? I know, I go Herbalife. And people are like, I want some. Okay, let's have it. It's simple, you know. If you're excited, people are excited. That's it. So yeah, I really enjoy my life. I really enjoy it. And it's not because life is perfect, as I said before. It's because I see things in a good way. And there's no bad side of things anymore. There is just learning point, you know. Any challenge that come, I'm just open to take it. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Amazing. I'm just gonna learn more for what is next, you know. And you know, the bigger the dream that you have, the bigger the challenge that you will need to overcome. So when you have a challenge and it's big, just look at it like, wow, that means that I'm gonna get my dream. Like, that is amazing. Thanks for this challenge. I just can't wait to overcome this challenge and to grow into that person. So yeah, that is pretty much it.
I muted myself just in case the boys came in. I have had some interesting ones lately, Erica. So I was like, I'll just let the girl do her thing. So do you mind, Erica, if anyone like asks any questions, if they have any questions for you?
Yeah, definitely. Go for it.
All right. So guys, do you want to unmute yourselves if you have any questions? I have a question. So I'll just kick it off while you guys are thinking about it. But Erica, you mentioned at the STS about, like, obviously you're talking about events and stuff, but what was it for you, like, last year that you felt was the event that I guess like maybe changed your mindset for you or changed it for you?
Yeah. So last year, literally, as I said, just came out from this just came out from the relationship. Was September, so I was having a couple of really hard months, and there was this event coming up, the Adelaide Spectacular, and it was in January last year. And I was like, oh gosh, I really need, like, I want to go to every single event, especially because it was gonna be my second year. The year before I went, and I really loved it. And I'm like, I really want to go, but how can I do this? I have 3 jobs and, you know, I need to, but then I just stopped and I say, no, I really need to go. So I put myself together. I'm like, all right, I just want to go and see, you know, how this really help me. And it really blew my mind. Like last year, it was just, you know, the training was just unbelievable. And I actually got, just because I took the decision to go, you know, I put myself out there. I'm like, all right, no, Erica, no matter what, you will find a way, you will go. And, you know, just life, when you take the step, the leap of faith, life just work in a way to help you, no matter the challenge that it is. And that's what happened, you know. I had people coming into my business. I actually, 1 month, I actually qualified VIP for, there are qualification, a few qualifications that you can achieve, like VIP seeding and things like that. And, you know, that's pretty much what happened. And we went there with a couple of team members, and, you know, it completely changed my business, but it completely changed my mindset as well, because, you know, the training is just amazing. You are out there, there are 2,000, we were more than 2,000 people last year from Australia and New Zealand. And you really feel that, for me, I really felt like a really big family around me, and all that love and affection that I don't have from my family because it's not present. I really felt it in there, you know, all these people cheering me up. I got to be on stage and share just a minute my story. I didn't faint, lucky, but, you know, it was so exciting. And, you know, seeing all these people coming to you, and, you know, everyone just wants to meet you, and everyone is really ready to help you and be like, what's your business at? I can help you. You know, I work like this. So it's really, really, it was really unbelievable. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Yeah,
Jo.
I do.
You go,
We're all
Sam.
like, no, you're all right, Michelle, you go.
Erica, can you share with us how you went active world team and get team? Was it another point where you just decided that you had a plan and a time frame of when you wanted to do it, or how did it happen for you?
Okay. Yes, I actually remember Active World Team. Active World Team. I didn't really have it in plan. It just happened that I was literally, it's when I took the decision to go to Adelaide, which was like really hard to take because it meant, you know, leaving the job. My job was not, I had no holiday paid or stuff like that. I'm like, that's all right. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to take that leap of faith. And, you know, I just attracted this and I kept being positive about it. I wasn't complaining or stuff. And that being positive and really keeping sharing the products, that's when I attracted more business, more people into my business. And that's when I actually got Active World Team. And from then, I found myself into Spectacular, and we were kind of setting goals. And the question was where you want to be, then like dream big, where you want to be the next Spectacular, you know, what would you be? And I still have it. I wrote down that I wanted to be on stage as a new millionaire team. That's what I wrote down. And I'm going as a new Get team. Still good, you know, really, really good, of course. But yeah, and from there, but I wasn't really believing that it was possible. I was like, I'm just gonna write millionaire team because it would be great, but you know, I don't believe in it. But I just kept working towards it. I think what really helped me is really working on myself. I know it sounds weird, but the more I worked toward myself and on myself during the year, and more positive things kept coming and kept happening into my business. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, yeah, that was good. Awesome. Sam, do you want to ask your question, then I'll read out Jillian's?
That was pretty much mine. I was just going to say, how did you, like you mentioned that you pretty much only built up to Get Team in that 11 months, and how did you make the change was pretty much my question, which is pretty much sort of similar. But thank you so much for like sharing your amazing energy with us. It is so lovely to just feel that passion and feel the love that you have. Like, it's totally infectious. So thank you, Erica.
No, thank you for having me, guys. This is so awesome. Like, you are giving more to me than what I'm giving to you, really.
Oh, God. She's so sweet. And I remember Erica, now I'm forgetting what you said. I remember you was talking about your team members, because obviously you had your brand new, you know, Active World team member with you in Perth. Obviously not everyone on the calls from Perth and stuff. But you were saying, like, the more you focused on what they wanted, obviously the more happened to you as well.
Yeah, of course. I never look at like team members like first line, second line, third line, whatever it is, like whoever needs help, I'm here, I help you. You know, it doesn't matter whatever you need. I have another team member, for example, that he's in Tasmania, and he just got started, and he's doing the best that he can with what he has. And, you know, and that's fantastic. He's contacting all his friends and family and sharing his results. And he has friends here in Sydney. So I told him, look, whoever is in Sydney, just give my number, and I'm very happy to meet this person and to do the evaluation and to work, you know, and to help you out. And tonight, just before coming home, just before coming to the hall, I was with this guy that, you know, is a new member now. Of course, he's under my team member, definitely. And he's starting tomorrow with a breakfast pack. And I messaged him before, and he was like, wow, I can't believe you're helping me so much. Like, you know, why is not Nev doing that? Because it's far away. You know, I was like, it doesn't matter. For me, the goal is to have as many people as we can. It's like the mission is to bring a canister of Formula One in every single kitchen. It doesn't matter who makes the money. We don't do it for that. The money, they just come because they come. But we do it for the mission, for the love that we have for the products, because we know they work. We know how the products changed our life, and for the love that we have for the company, because it's just an amazing company. They look after us in a way that I've never seen it anywhere else. So yeah.
Yeah, love it. And Gillian wrote a question. I wondered if you have any qualifications to work in the gym. I know you work out there, but I would love to know how you got started in the gym role.
Yeah, so in the gym, I'm actually at a reception. So
Cool.
I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not working in the gym on the gym floor. And the way that I started actually is I had a friend. She was a personal trainer. She was working in the gym, and they were looking for someone on reception. So yeah, but I can tell you this as well. The only reason why my actual manager decided to meet me is because my friend kept telling him, she's very positive, she's very energetic, you need to meet her, just talk to her once, because he wanted somebody with a qualification. And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna meet her because it's 1 month that you're telling me this. And as soon as he met me, he's like, wow, you're so energetic. Yeah, of course I want you here. And like they called me Miss Fantastic.
That's fun. How could you say no?
Yeah, that's so.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Love it. Oh, I just saw Sam's text. Yeah, cutie. Sam, who just shared and asked you a question before, Erica was texting me how amazing this call is. So it's amazing. I love it. Love it. Anyone else have any questions for Erica? Paulie?
Yes, I do have one.
Yes?
Hey, Erica. When you say you worked a lot on yourself, I'm curious to know more about it. What did you do to work more on yourself?
Okay, so the best thing that I started doing is reading books. I always loved reading books, but really focusing on reading more. Before I was just kind of reading, like, yeah, I read a bit here, I read a bit there. But then I was like, all right, I really want to focus on read like a book a month. Now my goal for this year is 2 books a month. I almost finished my 2nd book for January, and I just love it. And it really, like, I already feel a lot of change from just 2 books. And another thing is I do personal development in the morning. Like the first thing that I do in the morning is listen, even still in my bed. Now I have this thing, it is for the last couple of days I'm doing, is 3 days now. I listen to a couple of chapters of The Power of Positive Thinking. It's really, you don't really need to buy anything, you know, you can just download an app. It's called SoundCloud, something like that, I think. Yeah, SoundCloud, that's how it's called. It's a free app that you put on your phone, and you can download music and audiobooks, and it's like 10 minutes audiobook. And even still in the bed, I just put it on and I listen to it, and it's really stuff that puts a lot of positivity into your life, and it totally changed your life. And another thing that completely changed my day is if I exercise in the morning. If I'm able to do it in the morning, I'm so happy. Like my day is just boom, unbelievable. I'm super happy the whole day. So yeah, there are a few things.
Great. And would you have some books that you recommend?
Sorry?
Do you recommend some books to read?
Yeah, definitely The Power of Positive Thinking, as Joanna said, is the one that Garen is obsessed. Yeah, I actually, you know, because I've been following him for the last 3 years since I started to do this business, and he always talked about this book, and I was already listening to it 3 years ago, but 3 years ago, who I wasn't ready for that book, and I found it really boring. And I was trying to listen to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't follow it. Like, it is too much for I just can't. But now I listen to it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is unbelievable. So if something that you're reading or listening that you don't really like it, don't force yourself, change it. Find something else. Find something that you really resonate with, because it needs to be something that really gets into you. It doesn't, if you're listening to something, but you are not really giving much into it, it's no point. So yeah, definitely The Power of Positive Thinking. There is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It's beautiful. That's the one. It's the second one that I'm almost finished. Mastering the 7 Decisions. There are so many books. I don't even know where to start. The Alchemist. The Alchemist is amazing. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you know what's also good ones as well, is like biographies and things, you know, like people that you like, or like tennis players, or do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that's also really great because they teach heaps of lessons.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anyone else have any questions? Any final questions?
Yeah, I've just got a quick one. What do you find is your most successful method of getting new clients? Is it social media? Is it flyers? Is it walking up to people? What do you think is your most successful method?
The most successful is my excitement. Like, it doesn't matter how many flyers I do. It doesn't matter. It always brings me the same numbers. But the most successful is really my excitement. Being so positive and being so excited, even when I go and put fuel in my car, you know, I go in there and I'm paying and I'm just like, good morning, how are you? Yeah, how was your weekend? How's your week going? Yeah, awesome. And people look at you just like, yeah, not too bad. How was your That's fantastic. It was just unbelievable. You know, people all think I'm crazy, or they ask me, why are you so energetic? Just at my shake, I feel amazing and whatever, you know, and if you're excited, it just comes out. And I really realized that's the easiest for me. Yeah, that's how I get most of my clients.
Perfect. Thank you.
I love it. It's so true. It's so true, honestly. I love it. Any other questions, guys? No, I think you covered it, Erica. But guys, please write on the chat. I don't know if you can see Erica, but please give Erica a big thank you. Thank her in Adelaide when you see her and you get to meet her for the first time. But Erica, I'm so proud of your growth. And I know that this year's going to be even bigger because I know that Mill team's coming your way. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much for your time. I know how much it would have been to take the time out because you are very busy. So thank you. Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you to all of you guys. Thank you so much, Joanna, for having me. And thank you for really all of you, because you all are part of this growth. All of you, even people that I don't know yet, for sure you are.
Yeah.
I was meant, I really believe in meant to be in places and meant to do things. And I'm pretty sure I was meant to grow into the person that I've grown today, to be here tonight and to share this with you and maybe touch even just one person. It was meant to. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Erica. And Erica, we're going to do the final topic of our 4-week course, if you want to call it, of 500 Club. And you're more than welcome to stay and listen. It'll go for the next kind of 15 minutes. So you're welcome to stay on. But if you're too tired, no probs. We won't get offended.
No. I'm happy to say I'm learning.
Yes. All right. Awesome. So, guys, we're up to the final week of the 500 Club. So we have gone through so many things. And so, like I said last week, this week we're going to now cover off the final topic, which we've touched on throughout, but is about obviously developing a team. Okay, so we've already done this feedback bit in the beginning, but I just wanted to quickly remind you guys, remember, now is the best time to obviously put your skates on and finish your supervisor qualification, or help other people finish their supervisor qualification, all right? And consistency is key. So really getting your job, your Herbalife job. And so let's remind ourselves of what this is. And Erica, might be the first time you're seeing this, but the other guys have seen this every week, so they all do this one with that one. But this is like the Herbalife job description. It's to get new customers every month, new team members wanting the business every month, and to use the products, become an expert on using the products, and be the best customer of your own store, okay? And obviously remember, guys, how can you do it without goals, okay? You need to have goals in this business, and one of them is to be consistent, okay? So let's go into the final topic of recruiting. So who has ever recruited a new team member before? Please, unmute yourselves and share. How did you do that? How did that person come into your business?
I'll quickly share. A lot of mine recently, my recruiting has been done on the back of the challenges that we do, and just consistently posting and improving on my own result. Yeah. So just keep working on my result, and then just doing a lot of photos and and working on that, and then posting it on social media and inviting people in that way. And also just really focusing on the 3-day trial packs too.
Yeah, wicked. Awesome, Sam. Anyone else had a new team member? Michelle, maybe do you want to share?
Yeah, so I get new team members all different ways, but I find you don't just accidentally get a team member. It's got to be something you're initiating. So it's inviting people to view online HOMs or coming to live meetings with the intent of them wanting to earn part-time or career level income. And definitely social media, but all these things kind of complement each other. So if it's cold market, like someone I've never spoken to before, they'll find me through one of these methods Joanna's got listed. Like I've got pull tabs up, I do flyers all the time, I wear the badge all the time and chat to people and make new friends, like Erica was saying, just being really excited and happy all the time. And it also leads to them starting products anyway. So it's a customer and a coach at the same time. And if it's somebody I've already got, so a VIP client or a normal client, it's because I've said to them, do you want to look at a way that you could fund your own products and earn a part-time income around what you're doing? And I just ask them. And if they say yes, then I take them through the system of an online HOM or a live HOM, and then sit down and lay out their goals with them and go for it.
Yeah, wicked. Thank you, Michelle. Anyone else recently got a new team member that they would like to share? Or even Mike Saliba, do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So you go, Paul.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, yeah, I've just been getting them lately just from results, just walking around, people noticing that I've had some good results, and also been trying to pump out the happy hours, doing the healthy happy hours at the moment. So they seem to be working as well. So there's more of those I can do with my new clients. I'll be pumping them out every couple of weeks. So yeah, that seems to be working for me at the moment.
Yay, awesome.
Yeah, I love the one, really from the clients, just saying to them, look, you've had great results, you love the products, do you want to learn how you can make an income from that?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Want to learn how you can get your products for free, or want to learn how you can make a few $100. And then it's either a yes or no,
Yeah.
And I kind of like that part. Or annoying the crap out of my Facebook friends with photos of me at the beach at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning, or sitting with Jan in Kings Park watching the freeway packed full of people driving to work. It's like, what are you doing? There's a whole nother way to live. So we get a few people contacting us from that too.
Oh, I love it. So good. All right. So with regards to recruiting, guys, we're obviously talking about bringing people onto your team who want to earn an income, right? So basically there's every single thing that we talked about last week in regards to developing customers. It's the same thing. Like literally you can do anything in Herbie and it could either lead to products or business. Like I shared last week, right? Having this button, like I make people healthier and happier. That doesn't say come be my client. That just says like I make people healthy and happy. And that's just a conversation starter. I can take that wherever that conversation goes. Based on maybe what the person says, like what they're inclining, towards, right? Or what their problems are. Let's be honest, like what the problems that they're obviously wanting to have solution to first. You know what I mean? Like there's a lady I've noticed twice now, and I've not been in a position to be able to grab her number yet, but I will because I know she's going to work out because I can see the timetable. But she comes into the workouts and she struggles a lot, and she really struggled in my class yesterday more than normal. And I said to her, "Are you okay?" And obviously I was teaching, and I didn't have my phone and that, so I couldn't, do anything there. But she's like, "Oh, I've got lupus and I really need to lose weight. That's why I'm here, but I'm really struggling today." And then I obviously had to keep walking around. And I was like, So, for example, it's like, how could I not want to track her down and stalk her another day, right? To just say to her, "Hey, like, don't know if it's for you, but like, what's your details? I want to chat to you after about your lupus and your weight loss." Right? And she might either go, "Not interested," or she might be like, "Oh my God, thank you." Because she's obviously going there for that. So it's just things like that. I remember Xavier said to me when we're at the beach, and he had a giggle, he was laughing, and I thought my top came off, and I'm like, oh, what are you, because he was looking straight at me, I'm like, oh my God, and so I'm checking, no tops come off, I'm like, what are you laughing at me for? I didn't do anything funny. And he's like, and he giggles, so I looked behind me, and there was a really, really, really overweight guy like running on the beach, and I was like, don't laugh at that, and I obviously had a massive convo with him about not laughing at people, and he goes, no, I didn't mean to, just kind of look funny. And I was like, don't laugh. So anyway, in the car we're having this conversation about, you know, it's not polite and blah blah blah, and he goes to me, well Mum, he was obviously working out, and that's a really good thing because he obviously is trying to lose weight. And I was like, okay, and I was trying not to interrupt what his thought pattern was. Don't judge me as a parent here, but I was just trying to like gauge where he was talking. And he goes, so, I mean, he's exercising there to lose weight, Mum, surely. And I said, okay. And he goes, so why didn't you say anything about your shakes? And I was like, why didn't you? Like, you know, just like a 2-year-old response. Why didn't you say anything, Xavier? And he was like, and I was like, no, you got me there. Like, I obviously didn't, you know? I was like, so true. And he goes, Mum, he obviously wants help, and you just didn't say anything. You just stood there and told me off. I was like, damn, child, you're wise. So, you know, really, obviously, you know, any situation, right? Just think of the solution that you could possibly give someone, okay? Now, in regards to recruiting, like I said, anything can come. So I've always had one recruiting method on. So what I mean by that is it's not necessarily like me attracting someone into the products or whatever first. It's me outright being like, do you need extra income kind of situation. So how I've always done that is I've always had pull tabs at universities, just because when I was at uni, that's how I started. That's how I started looking for team members. I wrote earn while you learn. I need to get me a kid now. Nah, Eric, I don't recommend it. Not yet. Just wait. Just hold on. So I've always had just borrowed one. Yeah, we got a few over here. You need to come. The water's different over here, Eric. You need to come see this water. Everyone's pregnant and stuff. I do with mine are at school. Yeah. Oh, Michelle, don't offer now. I'm gonna have 2 going to school and 1 at home. I might need some help. Not yours. Hey. All right. So, yeah, I've always had one method on hand, okay? Walk and talk, for example. If you get really great service from someone, you know, anywhere, you know, complimenting that service and then going, oh, my God, I need someone like you on my team. You know, stuff like that. Oh, I can't talk about it now, but let's chat later. You know, just really simple, just excited for that person. And you just never know. And, again, if it is very hard sometimes to have the courage to just say it and potentially get that, like, kind of all like that weird face. But in the end of the day, guys, you're most likely not going to see them again, or at least anytime soon. So who cares? You know what I mean? But one way that I absolutely love is obviously through new clients. So what I mean by that is having a new client pick up their products at an information center, at something where they're going to get exposed to results, okay, and third-party results, basically. It's my favorite way. Or obviously having them on an online presentation which exposes them to the full menu, because they don't know that they can be a team. How would they know that? Like, think about it. How would they actually know that they could be on a team until they're exposed to an environment where it says, you know, a lot of the shares end up being like, oh, I just started the products and then I started the business, or I didn't want anything to do with the business, now I'm in the business. So they hear the stories and then they're like, oh, like I could do that, right? So what I found is a couple of things. If I bring my new clients, I find it easier than obviously bringing someone down the track, just personally. So I find I bring a new person to learn how to use their products. Write that down. So that's literally my invite, is either to pick up their products, okay, or I say obviously at the same time, you know, you'll get to learn how to use your products, okay? And in them doing so, they're obviously sitting in that session or online or whatever, listening to, okay, how do I use this stuff? How do I use this stuff? How do I use this? How am I going to get set up in this thing? But obviously they hear the results. Now, a couple of things will happen. Number one, they might just become an incredibly strong product user because they have the confidence. They've heard about the company. They've heard the different results. They know that it's not just me as their coach that gets results. It's like they've heard multiple results. They know it works on other bodies, if you know what I'm saying, that they've heard from. It's different from pictures. Like they've heard from these people or seen them. Number two, they either start referring you because they heard the results and they're like, oh my God, my mum has that, or, you know, my friend, or they bump into people and they're like, oh my God, you should speak to this person, you know, or they obviously, you know, become a coach. about 2 weeks in usually of using the products from that point, maybe people complimenting them, whatever it is, and they start to go, hey, you know that thing, that coaching thing that everyone was talking about at that thing, is that something I could do as well? And they start to ask these questions, and then it's like, yeah, you can. So that's generally how I found the most people. Michelle Sharp came in through that way. Pretty much most of the team came in that way. Stacey Freeth was a client for a while. Off and on client as well. I think she forgets that part, but off and on client. And then I didn't know what else to do to get her to just reorder normally. So that's the real, don't tell her that. That was the real reason I said to her, do you want to learn how to get your products for free? Because I was like, what? I don't know what else to say, And she goes, yes. And I was like, fabulous. What are you doing on Saturday morning? And she's like, nothing, one. I said, great. You're going to come to this little thing where at the end I'm going to show you how that works, but I need you to bring 3 or 4 people with you, and I'm going to show you guys at the end how that works. She was like, okay. And she brought 3 people with her. At the end of it, one of them wanted to start the business with her, and she all of a sudden wanted the business. She went there looking for products for free, and then now wanted the business. She started the next day, which was the next month. The next day, and actually did 1,000 volume points a week. So she did a shake party each week, and she turned over 1,000 volume points each week. Became a supervisor in her first month, made just over $2,500 in her first month part-time. And then obviously you know her story now. Michelle Sharp came in that way. She came to 2 at-home info sessions where she obviously looked at the products and business at the same time. But most people, they were exposed in some regard. Do you know what I mean? Some people naturally become coaches because I guess people around them asking, and they supply, right? Supply demand type of situation. But other times it's because you've said something, or you've encouraged them, or you've shown them the way, so that's the favorite thing. And just be honest, like Michelle said, you ask them, if they don't like it, they like it, whatever. Like Shanae, you guys know Shanae, who's just qualified for 500 Club for next month. So she'll be on next month's 500 Club. Shanae, we were working out together, right? And it was one of my very first classes that I was teaching. And this is the biggest thing I never did. Michelle's always done it. And I obviously understand now, but I didn't use Instagram then, so probably helped. But I know Michelle's always if she's gone to a coffee shop or stuff like that, instead of just being brunch or talking about the lifestyle or what you just did, she always adds the location or tags the location or the brand of what she's, what's in there. And obviously those people see, they get exposure as well. So I did that. So I actually took a photo just being great class or something at the place. And she told me after she was stalking, she was trying to find me on Instagram, which was very flattering because I had no idea. And I was like, thank God you stalked me because I was about to stalk you. So she stalked me because she saw the location, she saw through the location thing. And then, we were just chatting back and forth just about life. And then obviously she saw some Herbie posts come through. She was, oh my God, do you do that? I was like, yeah. And then obviously that's how it started. But she was on the products. She'd been on 2 online HOMs, guys. She'd heard the business, and her comment was, everyone is so inspiring. And I'm like, okay, but do you want to do it? So she was not saying that comment. She was just saying, I love how inspiring everyone is. But that wasn't necessarily saying, I want to join. Does that make sense? She was not wanting to join. And then she was one day I said, right, come over for a smoothie bowl. She came over, and as she was getting in her car, I said, look, I just have to say something. She was like, yeah, what's wrong? And I said, no, nothing's wrong. But look, I know it. My team knows it. So when are you going to become a team member? And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I just know it's going to happen. So you just tell me, are you ready now or a week or what's the go? And she's like, well, funny you say that because after I get back from Melbourne, I was going to talk to you about it. But I was like, perfect. What date is that? And she was like, the 15th. I'm like, I'm going to put that in my diary and we're talking on the 15th. We're getting you started. She's like, okay. And literally she got started on the 16th. So you just sometimes if you feel that they would be awesome, tell them. If they go, nah, be like, no worries. You just genuinely would be someone I'd want to work with. Just leave it on a good note. Okay. So with scripts, I'm not going to go into this because we're at the end of it, but with scripts, this is really key because sometimes if you're for example, my pool tabs. Okay. So my pool tabs at university, so they're like a little poster with little number things down the bottom. By the way, number 1 tip with that one, on your pull tab, a pull tab is where you pull the tab at the end, right? My first year of doing pull tabs, I just had like the ad, and then the pull tab is what had my contact details. But if I didn't refill the contact details or whatever, or they all got ripped off, people were interested, but there was zero contact. So what I do is I obviously have the contact here as well. I know that sounds silly, but it's just a tip. Anyway, so pull tab, right? And it said, earn while you learn, with a geek emoticon, right? And that was my ad, right? And so when people would message or call or email about that, I would have my script. And I also have my little book where I write down all the people that inquire, because otherwise I forget. I'll just be perfectly honest, I forget. So what I do on my book is I write down like, okay, like Mike Saliba, his number, whatever he's contacting me through, the date and the time, and what the hell they're calling me for, and then I write down their answers from my call. And it's just a script. It could be whatever you want. It could be the script from your manuals, guys. You've got the lose weight now button one. There's also in your manuals one for income. Similar questions, just about income. What have you done before? Why would you like to earn extra income? What type of extra income would you like to earn? And just asking questions. That's number one. But I personally just don't take live calls. If you're ready to, go for it. But I usually kind of set the time to obviously speak to them. But if I'm at home and I'm ready to roll and I've got my script and my book ready, I'm just do it, right? Don't hang, you never know if they might not call back or whatever, right? But I just end up obviously, standing up, FYI. I always stand up in a phone call. I do not sit down. I always stand up so that I've got energy in my body and I'm like energetic in the phone call. And just have a great time. Just have a great time. Asking lots of questions, have a little bit of a laugh. If they don't laugh, I do mark a big cross on their name, personally, because that's just something I'm looking for is fun people. And I actually ask them that and they all laugh. So I actually ask them, like, look, a couple of questions before I let you know what the hell's going on, right? Number one, I do have an interest in health. And I'm just sharing this just in case any of this works for you in your combos, right? But I say, do you have an interest in health? Sometimes if they pause, I kind of go, look, you don't have to be a fitness fanatic. That's not what I mean. But are you interested in your own health? And they're like, yeah, I am. Yeah, I try to look after myself. Or I could do better. I'd like to do better. Right? And I'm like, awesome. And then I go, do you like to travel? Like just for fun, would you like to travel? And they go, yes or no. And then my last question is, do you think you're fun? F-U-N, fun. And I can tell if they're fun with their ass off, obviously, right? I've had a few where they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. In other words, so yeah, what other than me having a little laugh to myself, being a little crazy person talking in my own head during the conversation, other than that, these answers give me stuff, guys, because what I used to do was I used to used to promote, oh my God, I just traveled 8 times this year already. Like I just got back from this place. I just got back from this place. And I'd be talking about travel. And then the person's like, I don't want to fly. Boom, hang up the phone. Or, they're like, I don't care about health, or I don't give a crap about, and then it's like hang up. So personally, I need to know who I'm dealing with so that I can tell them the right stories and promote the right things. Do you know what I mean? Like if they are not fun, I know that they might think they're fun, but I might not think they're fun. If I don't think they're fun, I'm obviously, when I'm talking about an event, I'm not necessarily going to focus my attention on the party. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they might not but they might be more into the education side or the structure. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You've got to pay attention so that you can obviously direct the phone call the way it needs to go. Yeah, not fun. Sorry. I only say that in my head, Sam, but thank you so much. But, and it always leads to a presentation. Okay. You might be the presentation. So you might be the one that's telling them the company facts, a couple of stories. Like it might be you. Personally, I found I always prefer them hearing actually from the mouth of someone else. So whether it be a recording, an online session, a live session, but they're hearing not my voice telling that story, because I can tell that story however I want, and they know that. So I get other people's stories. So it always leads to a presentation. And, I love doing recorded ones if I don't have a physical or an online one soon. I don't like waiting. So I just go, hey, do you have a quick 30 minutes to listen to, whatever you're calling it, right? And then they go, yeah. And I'm like, when would you be able to watch that? And they go, tonight when the kids go to bed. Awesome. So I'll send you a text afterwards. Let me send it to you now. And I'll message you tonight after and see how you go. I'm like, okay. And then at night I go, hey, how'd you love it? How'd you go? And then they're like, I haven't watched it yet. Sorry, give me half an hour. Or, yeah, it was unreal, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously take it from there. All right. And that's literally how I've got the last few people as well. My new lady came from a physical mumpreneur session we did. I've got another lady who was you remember I told you the story, guys, last week of, the other night of the wedding. Remember the wedding? Yes. And how the wedding, the girl that was getting married was my mum's group. Yeah. So this was from back then. This was from when Zara was a baby, our little mum's group. She's not done anything since, but she's just been on my social media, and I've every now and again touch base with her. And she saw my mumpreneur thing. She's owned a play centre in Morley, like a massive play centre, like Go Banana type of thing. She's been a dental hygienist. She's like really driven, and she messaged me. So now we're talking to her. I think it's tomorrow, our meeting, to get started as well. And all I did with her was I sent her the recording of a HOM. Okay. And now I'm obviously just talking through options and any questions she has, and then obviously going to get her started. So it's all a presentation, but bookings. I take it like bookings. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't just send recordings out and then you're going to be hell annoying. This is the best way to put it. If you don't ask them when they're going to watch it, you're going to be the most annoying person ever, and you're going to give Herbies a bad name as the annoying people who are desperate, because you're going to be like, did you watch it? Did you watch it? Are you going to get started? 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 When are you going to watch it? Oh my God, do you have questions? Like every day. Then people are like, shut up. I don't even want to watch it now. Right? So you need to obviously ask the question so that you know when they're going to watch it. You know when to ask them the questions. Yeah? Are we good? That makes sense? Fabulous. This is Kim Bromas right here. Are you in or out? The only reason I'm going to put that there, and I'll finish with that, is because so I was doing 2 meetings a week, sometimes 3, at a centre that Mike Saliba also worked out of. And I learnt real quick, I didn't have money. It was very hard for me to spend the petrol to go 30 minutes. It was paid parking, guys, at like one of the most expensive city places, right? So the parking for me to go for 3 hours, for me to stay back for the training and the meeting, was about $18, 2 to 3 times a week, okay? And I didn't have babysitters. Dan was at army on those nights, all sorts of things. So for me, I wasn't in a place to just go there and hang out. I needed to make it work. So I soon found out I can't keep coming by myself. I don't have time to be meeting people for 30 minutes left, right, and center all day long. I'm going to bring them to come here, and I'm going to sit with them at the end, and I'm going to get them started here, not everywhere else. I just don't have time. I just didn't have time, okay? So when you don't have time, you've got to be smart about putting people in a group situation more than one-on-one situation, right? So anyway, so I remember I had 10 people rock up this one meeting. So I'm obviously trying to I'd met them before. I was trying to stalk their Facebook photos, but I'm trying to meet with all of them, listen to how they felt from the meeting, and get the answer from them. And I would honestly do another meeting. So they just heard everything, but I would stand there and give them a whole new meeting. So I'd be telling them every fact they didn't just hear. Everything the company does that was not explained in the presentation, just giving them the presentation all over again, because I was so nervous and I didn't know what the hell they were going to say. So I was felt like I needed to give them more for them to make the decision, instead of just asking, did you love it? Are you keen? And so Kim Broma used to watch me, and he'd cradle himself in the corner because he'd watch me do these presentations over and over. And he's like, what the hell? So eventually he came right up to me, my guest, and he's like, so you in or out? And then they'd be like, I'm in. And I'm like, really? Because I didn't even ask if they were in. I was like, blah, blah. So he used to teach me, is to come up, if he saw me talking after, he would just literally butt in and he'd be like, are you in or out? They'd be like, not keen. He's like, fabulous, thanks so much for coming. Or if they were in, he was like, are you in? And they're like, in. I'm like, oh my God, okay, let's talk about it. So just ask the question. You can't send a presentation. You can't get someone at a presentation and not know what the hell their thought pattern is like. Just ask them. A good one, if you're really unsure, is, what did you love? What did you love about that? Right? And then they go, oh, and they'll tell you stuff that you're like, really? Oh, okay. And they tell you stuff that you didn't obviously understand. Okay. And the most important part, I'm just going to skip that bit there. But the most important part is what the hell do you do with a new person when they come your way? Okay. Because again, it's like the whole, product thing. Like if you don't know what you're going to offer someone on the products, you generally don't kind of ask the question. Same thing here. You generally won't recruit if you think you don't know what the hell you're doing with them. You don't need to know what the hell you're doing with them, by the way, guys, but you just need to follow your upline's new member process. Just literally step by step. Whatever their process is, just go, have I done that? Then don't do anything else. Have I done that? Don't do anything else. Because often we're so excited and we jump 10, 20 steps ahead, but we haven't even done the basics like register them or tell them what the hell an STS is or go through their goals. And I said this, who was on the phone to today? Kim. I said this to Kim today with my new lady. I said, I'm really wanting to promote XYZ, right, with her, but I haven't got goals. I don't know what the hell she wants this for. So I need to ask that first because I might either be promoting too strong or too weak, right? So I need to ask her what the hell she wants and I can adequately then mentor, yeah? And in the end of the day, guys, your upline will help you. If you really go, I have no clue what to do with that person, tell your upline so that they can actually go, right, let me show you and take you through it. Because they don't know you don't know it until you tell them, okay? So, guys, we've learned so much. We've learned systems. We've learned how to retail. We've learned how to upgrade people. We've learned how to face objections. We've learned how to recruit. We've learned how to dream from Erica. We've learned all sorts of things. We've obviously learned the 10,000 plan, okay, how to go from 0 to 10,000 volume points a month. And I truly believe and know, because it's happened over and over and over again, that anyone on this call can go from 0. I'm not saying you're a 0, just like whatever that is for you, not much going on in your business yet, to a stable 3 to 10 grand a month in 4 months. I know this clearly. For those of you who take this by the rein and actually go, do you know what? I'm going to do that Herbalife job. I'm going to do the 10K plan. 100%. It's kind of impossible if you're doing that stuff to not be earning that kind of income. Impossible. And with the events at the moment, we've got Adelaide Spectacular. Then we've got an event in April and May. That it's all just lined up for you. Okay. The whole year is lined up for you to have a successful year. So excited. Side hustler team. Are we side hustlers? Yes, we are. So don't forget to, qualify for the 500 Club and help a couple of people qualify for the 500 Club. I've got my second person that I'm helping for the 500 Club coming through now. So really, really make sure that you do that. Get your qualifications in. Have the best end of month. Develop a new end of month story, because that's my favorite part, like getting a new story that you're going to be telling for years and years and years. So thank you. Congratulations on making it through the 4 weeks, especially with me as your trainer. And appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations.
Hey, Joe, can I just quickly say something? So, guys, I'm presenting next month's 500 Club. So what you can guarantee from me is loads of really cool information. What you will do is kick yourself that you don't have more of your people on there. So do whatever you can between now and then to get them up to senior consultant, registered for the 500 Club, because we'll make it really, really fun. That's one thing I can definitely do. And I'll make sure I'm really on time, because I know Joe slips over time all the time. So we'll make sure we finish at 8:30, guys. But look forward to seeing you all next month.
Thank you. Thank you. So exciting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.